Analyst predicts more grocery items could gain tariff breaks as the 2026 midterms near. A recent rollback of tariffs by President Donald Trump is unlikely to shift overall consumer inflation, but it may herald a broader policy turn, according to a Wall Street analyst. On Friday, Trump announced the elimination of duties on beef, coffee, tropical fruits, and several other products, despite earlier claims that tariffs weren't driving price hikes. The move came after off-year elections that dealt Republicans significant losses as voters voiced frustration over living costs. Imported food accounts for only about 10% of U.S. household consumption, so Bernard Yaros, lead U.S. economist at Oxford Economics, described the tariff cut as practically a rounding error for inflation. Yet Yaros warns the change could have outsized psychological effects on shoppers. He notes that food prices heavily influence inflation perception, especially meat, poultry, eggs, and cereals, which are the categories that most affect consumer sentiment. Rising shelf price shock has already spurred calls for greater affordability, a theme that dominated recent elections. Although headline inflation has cooled from a 9% peak in 2022, price pressures remain, and tariffs have kept the annual rate sticky, even nudging it higher since Trump's trade war began. Voters now favor politicians promising to freeze certain costs. Looking ahead to the 2026 midterm elections, Yaros believes Trump may extend tariff relief if his latest action signals a new direction. He suggests the administration could broaden exemptions to a larger swath of food items as the election draws near. Evidence of easing pressure includes a new Swiss trade deal that reduces tariffs from 39% to 15%, and potential agreements with Brazil and India that could lower duties on their exports. However, a working paper from San Francisco Fed researchers indicates Trump might maintain tariffs to combat inflation, citing a 150-year study that found tariffs suppress economic activity and employment, thereby lowering inflation. The paper's authors, Regis Barnishan and Ayush Singh, argue that contrary to standard models, tariff shocks act as aggregate demand shocks, moving inflation and unemployment together in the same direction. This nuanced view suggests the political calculus around tariffs will remain complex as the 2026 midterms approach.